Hello and welcome to Buzz News. I'm Ellie Hawkins. Your top stories today. The closing of two pool park entrances sparked protest over the weekend. Southbourne Pilates group outraged over the closure of a car park. A volunteer farm in Throop is encouraging the benefits of physical interaction with animals. A protest was held this weekend at Poole Park with over 200 people turning out to oppose the closure of two entrances. Our correspondent Theo Mitchell reports.
Poole Park was opened by Lord Wimborne all the way back in 1890 and has been a staple spot for many generations of Bournemouth residents. However, BCP have recently announced plans to shut two of the main entrances. The council suggests that the closure will create less traffic and preserve the park's wildlife. The proposal has angered many as they feel the closure is unnecessary and makes the park less accessible for those with disabilities. A peaceful protest was held on Saturday at the park, which was attended by over 200 passionate advocates. One of these was Jeff Beck, who discussed the effect the closure would have on him.
Unfortunately, I have a disability. It's not a major disability, but it does cause me some problems, which means I can no longer ride a bike, and therefore I have a blue badge. The council is coming out with a whole list of excuses now, regarding safety, which isn't a problem. They're talking about emissions, but they're making people go on big diversions all the way around, causing more gridlock, and gridlock is going to cause more emissions. They're talking about interaction with the cyclists and pedestrians in the park, which we know isn't a problem. They talk about speeding. Well, there's speed bumps and there's pinch gates all the way through this park.
Theo Mitchell, Buzz News.
A Pilates studio on Southbourne Beach at the Crossroads car park are preparing to relocate after plans for new build apartments are accepted. Lauren Keep has more.
Shaw Pilates in Southbourne is just one of the businesses being affected by the recent closure of Crossroads car park and planning of flats.
They do one block at a time, so when they're doing the block of flats kind of round the corner, it might be okay. I don't really know at what point the developer's going to come back to me soon with their build plan of when they're going to start. And when they start, one of the first things they're going to do is piling, and that, even though I don't think it's the noisiest version of piling, it's still going to be right out there. And when you're trying to teach and people want to relax and be calm, I don't think people will want to come, when that noise is on.
Georgina is still hopeful that the builds will not impact her classes of Pilates and relaxation.
I have spoken to lots of people. One of my clients owns one of the flats here as well, so she's always often trying to get me involved. And I kind of wasn't in the email link for a while, but I didn't really get involved just because I felt like, if anything, I'm going to need to ask the developer. My business will go under if I have to close and I have to pay my overheads, and I can't teach here. Like, I couldn't afford to rent somewhere else as well as this. So I am relying on the goodwill of the developer to help me get through the process of the build. So I didn't want to be too involved with trying to be difficult about the whole thing.
Lauren Keep, Buzz News.
Nick's Farm in Throop is a volunteer farm which works with children and adults to teach them about the importance of farm life. Our correspondent Leah Foster has more.
Nick's Farm is a family-run business which is accessible for all. The farm works with a range of adults and children, including those with additional needs, helping people to develop physical and emotional skills. Owners Lucy Phillips and Kieran Loader were inspired by Lucy's brother Nick to set up the farm.
My brother-in-law Nick, which is where the farm name comes from, he has lots of disabilities. He's wheelchair bound. He always comes here on a Thursday, so we shut on a Thursday to give him some space. And we also work with loads of other, right across the spectrum, with additional needs, or even adults that want to learn about farming. So we're open to everyone.
The farm is home to a large variety of animals. Visitors are encouraged to have a hands-on experience, with almost every animal being able to be fed or touched.
So there's lots of different stories to why we do what we do, but mainly we're the open petting farm now to give people the opportunity to come and see what a farm is really like, because we're a working farm also, but go into a petting farm where it's working. They get to get involved with all the worming, the vaccinations, and the feeding schedules, which is really brilliant, and we get some really good feedback from that.
Nick's Farm is solely run by volunteers and encourages anyone interested to join them. Leah Foster, Buzz News.
Red carpets were rolled out at the Poole Lighthouse this weekend with the annual Dorset Original Music Awards. Entertainment correspondent Alfie Walker was at the event and brings us more.
The glitz and glamour of Hollywood came to the Poole Lighthouse this weekend with the annual Original Music Awards. The event brings a taste of the red carpet to Dorset with a celebration of all things music. The event acknowledged the local music scene with awards and performances by Millie Watson, last year's winner, and local legend Soulhole. We spoke to Matt Black from Hangover Hill Limited, who organised the event.
We really pushed the boat out and thought, well, if people are behind it, and they were, we'll do it in the biggest venue we can afford. And that's basically the Lighthouse, the concert hall at Lighthouse. So we're really sort of going full Oscars on it this year. And luckily it's paid off.
The evening was full of winners from all over Dorset, with a few of the big awards going to Nia Nichols for Best Solo Artist, Galaxy Thief for Best Live Act, and the two-man Travelling Medicine Show for Best Band.
Thank you very much, Dorset, you are wonderful.
Will Oakley is here with the sports news.
Bournemouth's recent impressive home form came to an end as Liverpool snatched all 3 points in a 4-0 win. The second half was where Liverpool really showed why they're the current league leaders, with 2 goals each for Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota. Bournemouth could have Semenyo back if Ghana lose to Mozambique tonight. A win would give them a chance to qualify for the knockout stages of the African Cup of Nations, though it is not guaranteed and depends on results elsewhere in the tournament. Bournemouth women stunned Southampton reserves by netting 14 goals in the Hampshire Women's Senior Cup. January signing Kenny Thompson made it 2 goals in as many games. Gemma McGuinness and Chloe Gilroy scored hat-tricks, with Erin Bloomfield making the headlines by scoring 6. AFC Bournemouth's under-18s lost 5-2 away at Cardiff City on Saturday, despite a double from the informed Johnny Stuttle. Meanwhile, the development squad faced Wolves for a Premier League Cup tie being played behind closed doors tonight at the Silver Lake Stadium in Eastleigh, as they look to go joint top of Group C with Norwich under-21s. Despite multiple games being suspended this weekend, Portland United were back in action on Saturday in the Velocity Wessex Football League. The Blues drew 1-1 with mid-table Hamble Club, with a first-half strike from Bryn Doyle being cancelled out by Hamble in the second half. The point sees Portland advance into 5th place. You're up to date with today's sports news. Back to you, Ellie.
Thanks, Will. That's all for now today. Bye for now. Join us back here at 12:45 tomorrow and at 4:15 p.m. See you then.